I'm Doug.
And I'm Cathy.
This is Maggie Mae. Join us as we follow the moon. Today we want to take you along with us to Port Orange, Florida, just south of Daytona Beach, and our stay at the Rose Bay Travel Park.
Another one of my favorites.
Well, remains to be seen. This video for sure you'll want to stay to the end, because the end of this video may give you the reason why you should or shouldn't stay at this park. The park is real easy to find. You just exit Interstate 95 at the Port Orange exit, which is Dunlawton Avenue. Take Dunlawton east until you come to the first major artery, which is Nova Road. Turn right on Nova Road, and the park is just down there, about 1.5 miles, 2 miles. Lots of shopping, places to eat, groceries. There's a Walmart nearby, and there's some historic sites, and you're maybe 10 minutes away from the beach.
So yeah, there's a lot to do here.
It's a great, great location. And so many things within 5 minutes of the park. Now we'll be coming upon the entrance of the park here on the right. And as you can see, it's got a pretty little lake out in front. And this is what you see as you pull in the driveway. It gives a real nice first impression. This building is the office. There's also a community room which was locked while we were there. It also has restrooms around behind and shuffleboard courts. Just beyond that building is the pool. And we did shoot this at a time that the pool was empty, but the pool was pretty busy while we were there.
Yes, in fact, when we pulled in, there were people in the water and around the area. It's kind of a busy little area.
And new pavers, new furniture. You can tell that they've really done some fixing up at that part of the park. So when you come in, there are 2 roads that go through the park. The one there on the left, and then this one that we're going on, which is the right-hand lane. Now, as you can see, it's kind of wooded there on the right, but there are some nice mature trees throughout the park.
The people were very friendly.
Now, there's a mix, as you'll see through here, of RVs and some more permanent dwellings. But one thing that I do want to point out to you, it is an older park. And as you look over on the right, this is the condition of a lot of the pads that you'll see. And the utilities. This site happened to be just directly across the street from ours. And there we are on the left. We had a concrete slab that was level with the coach in the front, stuck up about 4 inches, about halfway down. And as you can see, I said an older park. There is the problem. That's a 42-year-old slab. So those things do happen. The sewer connections were new. The electrical was not. And we did check using our Power Watchdog while we were there. We had absolutely no voltage problems the entire time we were there, but that's what our electrical was hooked up to. Now we're going to go on back through the park, and again, you'll see it is a pretty park.
There's a lot of people who are living there permanently, both in RVs and in the little park models.
And I think some of them are snowbirds too.
Yes. And I think some of them were actually trailers, like a
little
trailer
single
park.
wides, yeah. One thing I saw here that I hadn't seen in a lot of places were these little 3-sided permanent screen enclosures.
Yes, yeah.
That they would park their RV completely up against it. Some motorized, some travel trailers, some fifth wheels, but that way they had almost like a screen room attached to it, but it wasn't completely attached. I'm sure that has something to do with code. Now we're going to turn to the right and go towards the back of the park.
The spaces were really generous.
Mm-hmm. And most of them did have one form or another of a patio. Some of them did appear to be brand new, some of them didn't. Now, if you went straight ahead here, this came up to a little seawall. You'd see people out here fishing. You'd see fish jumping out in the water.
Jumping fish. We saw a little gator.
We saw something else going along that far shore. I'm not sure if it was an otter or what it was. And then on this back loop, you go across this little bridge. And again, a real nice view of the water back here. This back part seems like a little island. Now these seemed to be a little bit more, I think, on the permanent side.
Mm-hmm. Walking around was really pleasant because a lot of them they love their flowers.
Mm-hmm. Now, as we approach the end here where we're going to turn to the left, you'll notice on the right-hand side, there's a little area there that is just open space, and that's basically there for people who want to come out and fish in that channel. You'll see that right over here on the right. And it stayed pretty busy back there. We'll come on back around this loop. I do have to admit, it's one of the few parks I've been in Florida that has overhead electrical. Makes me a little bit concerned going into hurricane season and that sort of thing. Most of them have the electric buried, but you can lose power either way too.
Mm-hmm.
Now this side of the loop, we've got a little stop sign before we head back across the bridge.
We had some beautiful weather while we were there.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We came down and sat there by the water a few nights. Now here as we come across the bridge, you'll see a building there in front of us. And this is one of 2 laundry facilities and bathhouses on property. Laundry was $1.50 wash, $1.50 dry. It did use a phone app to pay for it. The bathrooms were definitely older. We did check them a couple of times. Men's and ladies had toilet paper missing the entire time we were there.
There was also not air conditioning.
Yeah, it didn't appear heat or air conditioning in any of the bathrooms.
But it was fairly clean. I did go in one day when the girl was cleaning.
And we're going to come on around the curve and start heading back up towards the front of the park.
See, that looks like a mobile home.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I noticed, there were signs in a lot of the yards for watching out for motorcyclists, and it did seem like a lot of the people who were staying there were motorcyclists and RVers who were off the road.
Yeah, there was, Daytona is kind of the mecca for motorcycles with Bike Week and Biketoberfest. And it seemed like this was an area where a lot of people came down and fell in love with the area and found this as a place to not even just retire, but just to move down and enjoy life.
Like we said in the beginning, it's a great spot for finding lots of restaurants and interesting places to go visit.
Yeah, and you'll see in the next several weeks, we've got a couple of videos coming out with places that we went that were close by the area. There's some great historical attractions, a couple beautiful parks, a lot of great dining.
We found parks that we didn't really even get a chance to spend time at, but we just kind of drove past. And
Now on this corner here on the right, this was the other laundry and bathhouse. They all have dumpsters. There's also a trash dumpster up in the very front of the park. They are maybe a little bit more limited on amenities here than what some of the parks do. And as far as what they do community-wise, I don't really have a good handle on that for you because, like I said, the community room was still closed while we were there.
we did see a lot of people visiting with each other, though, standing out in the street and hanging out at their cars. And
it's a very neighborly community.
yes, it is.
Now, if you notice up ahead, you'll see the swimming pool fence there on the right, the road out ahead, that's the entrance. We're going to go back around here by our spot. And again, up ahead there, you see the trees. It's kind of woodsy area over there.
There's a little creek. Very little creek.
And the big tree up here on the left means we are back home. Well, you've seen the good. It's a great location.
The bad.
Kind of some of the infrastructure, and it's an aging park, no doubt about it. And as they say, the good, the bad, and the ugly is just about to show itself. Before it does, we want to thank you all for joining us today. If you've gotten some good out of this video, be sure and leave us a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, and ring the notification bell, if you do so, we really do appreciate it. Now, this is something when you're staying at Rose Bay, you could experience maybe, 10, 12 times a day and night?
Yes.
Sit back and enjoy. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you've enjoyed it. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel and be sure to ring the notification bell so you'll know when we have new videos listed. Also, be sure to check out our blog at followthemoon.us and also our Facebook page at Follow the Moon and on Instagram at Follow the Moon Travel. Thanks.